Hello everyone and welcome to episode 4 of Emulating Pelé. I'm recording this on a beautiful sunny spring afternoon. I'm not really sure why I said that. In this episode I've holidayed another couple of seasons. We're now at the grand old age of 22 in June 2020. In the last episode I looked at all the players in detail. It was a 38-minute long episode, I think. And I think the best thing to do is every couple of episodes do everything in detail, look at the players in detail, and on the other episodes look at them. We can rate them from highest value to lowest, contract wise, statistics wise, all that sort of thing, see where they are, look at the players that perhaps are on loan so we know which team they actually belong to, for example, and look at sort of World Player of the Year. See which managers from Emulating Sir Alex Ferguson are in charge of you guys if you're at a team that has an Emulating Sir Alex Ferguson manager. And also look at sort of World Team of the Year, World Player of the Year. Did I already say that? Probably. And who's won the World Cups. So inevitably it probably end up being a long episode again anyway. So first of all, let's rate them from highest value to lowest. You can see Dwayne Flanagan is the most valuable player at 51 million. So I picked the odd standout player and look at them in a bit more detail. 7 goals in 41 games for Northern Ireland, earning 195k a week at Man City, where he is an integral part of the team, I'm sure. Looking at how many games he's played, very good average rating. Wow, who'd have thought Dwayne Flanagan, the Northern Irish player, would be the best or most valuable player at this stage? I don't think anyone went for him. In episode 3, I asked you guys to predict who would win the Ballon d'Or, who's most likely to win the Ballon d'Or. We'll have a look to see if anyone's managed to win World Player of the Year on this game, or World Golden Ball, or in World Team of the Year, or maybe European Golden Boy, that sort of thing. Next up is Mads Knudsen, 42.5 million. They've got Work the Space, worth 40 million. He really has developed well at club level this time. He usually does very well internationally in the couple of series he's been in the past, but often fails at club level. Let's go down the list. You can just look and pause to see yourself and your value. And we've got quite a few players worth under 10 million still, probably about half in fact. But some of them we're still very young, and some of them may have contracts running up soon. The lowest value player is Procrastinator FM, the English goalkeeper for Leicester. Hasn't broken into the full England team yet. Managed to get 8 under 21 caps in the end. And it looks like he's been relegated a couple of times with Leicester, looking at that. He's gone up and, relegated once, then went back up again and relegated this season. But he's hardly played any games. He's going to have to move on, I think, to actually break into this team. I wonder who else they've got in goal. Is it still Schmeichel? Let's have a quick look and see. Gordon Strachan's in charge. But they've got... Oh, what's going on here? Position's gone all weird. It's what on earth has happened? That's swapped around. Yeah, Procrastinator FM is apparently... Oh no, there we go. Lee Nichols. I don't know what's going on there. Something's gone dodgy. Lee Nichols is their main keeper, and he's quite good actually. So Procrastinator FM's going to have to do something to get into that first team. So let's look at the player contracts next. You can see Dwayne Flanagan is earning the most. But then Paul Wanless and Skippy both won 150k a week each. Paul Wanless has moved to Man City. Massive fee, 34 million, plus a player exchange as well by the looks of it. So a good move for him, hopefully, if he can sort of stay in the first team. He's played a fair number of games, but not a huge number. So hopefully next season will be his big season. He's played a few games for England as well. You saw that, 8 caps. And Skippy as well, worth a lot of money now at Dortmund. And 8 goals in 29 games of Holland, 150k a week. He's doing very well. Obviously, because I won't be looking at every player, you won't be able to see the biography of every player each episode. Every other episode, though, we will look through and look at every player in detail. And then quite a few players are earning 100k or over. There's a lot there. Lowest contract goes to Procrastinator FM at Leicester, £5,750 a week. And then Wassad Radio at Dan Haig, who is, I think, being managed by one of our guys, if he's still there. No, he's moved on, so that's another spoiler for Emulating Sir Alex Ferguson. He's doing well for Rwanda though, he's got plenty of caps, and let's hope he can improve. Come on Wassad Radio, pick it up. So internationally, Kai Harrop and Ali Abel have the highest number of caps. Both have 44 each. Let's have a quick look at them. Kai Harrop at Saint Etienne in France, doing well internationally, doing okay at club level as well. Ali Abel at Frankfurt, 3 goals in 44 games for Kuwait from centre back or wing back. He's very versatile actually in the defence. And then we've got Anis Rama, 43 caps. He's actually got more than Work the Space with 41. But let's look at the goals. We can sit. Well, we'll make our way down, and you can sort of pause and see how many caps you've got, and see who hasn't got any caps. The 2 German players don't have any caps. Matt Howitt, Sir Pelé Ferguson, Oliver Grande, Football Manager HD, and Procrastinator FM don't have any caps, unfortunately. Most youth caps in the end were now past the age of 21, so unlikely to get any more. Some players can play when they're 23 if they've started playing qualifiers when they're under 21. But at this stage, Bake Benz was the one that got the most youth caps. And youth goals, let's have a quick look at that before looking at international goals. It was Wang Hebo, 27 goals in 21 games. Navarre Bilbao did well for Spain as well. Let's look at goals then. At full international level, Work the Space, 47 goals in 41 games for India is absolutely incredible. Then it's Wang Hebo, 26 in 42. Doing really well for South Korea. Still at the same club, strangely enough. Scoring goals though. Then Taylor Nelson, who has 17 goals in 32 games for USA, and Danny Welle, 17 goals in 29 games for Finland. Let's just look at some statistics. We can see Work the Space scored the most goals this season. 27 goals in 52 games. He's doing well for AC Milan. Oh, that's his staff overview, I think. How are his staff attributes anyway? Still very good. Career stats. So he's been at AC Milan a few years, scored lots of goals, which is good to see. Danny Welle got 20 goals as well. Whilst at Man City, that is impressive, getting that many goals for Man City. He's managed to win the Premier League as well with them. He's doing well. He looks like a star. He's going to be a real star. Average rating, John Cole Keane highest, 7.79, whilst at Man City as well. And also Victor Santana has a good average rating at PSG. But actually, he's not playing in the first team, I don't think. It's mainly... I don't know. He's not playing many games, but he's got a very high average rating. Let's have a look at some other statistics. Most assists, John Johnson with 12. Dwayne Flanagan with 10. Full-time FM with the most clean sheets. Let's just have a quick look at John Johnson, because he's on loan. He's on loan from Chelsea at Middlesbrough still. 5 caps for Scotland now, hasn't developed as much as we had hoped, but he's getting games now for Middlesbrough in the Championship, and that's the main thing. So hopefully he can improve. Of course, our players are 22 now. Maybe they won't improve as much now because they are over the age of 21. So Pelé Ferguson's also on loan. He went on loan to Shrewsbury from Newcastle. He's just, unfortunately, not turned into the player we thought he would. Considering his name, you'd have thought it'd be a bit better. But he's been on loan at various teams in his career from Newcastle, where he's not really made a name for himself. Shrewsbury are in the Championship, though, to be fair, which isn't bad at all. They actually survived in mid-table as well. So let's just have a quick look at the teams that these players are at, the ones that we haven't really studied in great detail. I'm still at Liverpool. Daniel Turner's at Liverpool, the Australian, who we thought would turn into a real beast. He's got plenty of caps for Australia. Moved to 12.5 million from Rubin. That's a good move from him. And he started playing lots of first team football. Very good average rating as well. We'll look at the Premier League in a minute, see if any of our players are in there in terms of the highest average rating and that sort of thing. Ryan Bray still at Arsenal. Boar McClaw still at Fulham. Percy Persevillians at Chelsea. Who else? Mark Eads at Everton. Dan Still is at Arsenal. The Andorran was actually at Barcelona, wasn't he? But then Atletico Madrid bought him for 3.8 million, and then Arsenal bought him for 4.2 million. But I think, yeah, that's this season. So he had a good season with Atletico after a good season with Hanover. So he's been moving around quite a bit. Let's make our way down. Marcus Ralphson is at Arsenal still. We've still got Todd Terra-Amato at Burnley. Sam Lewis, the English striker, is now at Watford. 1 cap for England as well. After leaving Man City, he'd never broke into the first team at Man City, but moved to Watford and has done okay in the Championship. Nothing spectacular, but has managed to get a full England cap, which is good. Hopefully, if he goes up then and plays in the Premier League, he'll break into the England team for good. Hankler, one of the Germans, is at Schalke. Got Oliver Grant at Chelsea. Hasn't managed to break into the full Italian team yet, unfortunately, and hasn't broken into the Chelsea team either. We really want him to improve because he's a good player, but perhaps is being wasted by Chelsea, unfortunately. Leon is at Schalke. John Johnson, we've seen, is on loan at Middlesbrough. Let's look at Cameron Karim, our Bayern Munich player, who is sort of not really getting a huge number of games for Bayern, but still getting some game time. His average ratings are poor, and he looks okay. He's a decent centre-back, isn't he? But I don't know if he's going to ever break into that full German team. Time will tell. Let's make our way down. Orlando, our San Marino player. Lots of caps and goals for San Marino, who are 178th in the world. That's better than they are in real life, I think. And he's at Lazio, and looks good. Let's keep going. Alfredo Garcia, our Gibraltar player, still at PSG. Not playing many games in the first team. We haven't looked at Tomislav Benko in great detail, I don't think. Croatian, he's got lots of caps for Croatia, so perhaps this is an underrated player in a way. He's at Sassuolo, and he's doing well. He's a good, solid defender with lots of international caps. Baked Benz is still at Leverkusen. Matt Jones still at Stoke. Is he getting games now? No, not really. He needs to get game time. He's still managed to accumulate 20 caps for Northern Ireland. Our 2 Northern Irish players are doing quite well internationally. And Gil Gennaro for our Portuguese player has 18 caps for Portugal. His value is very low though, but that's because his contract is about to expire. Will he move to a different team? He's wanted by 6 clubs. Someone said I have to look at players who are wanted to see which clubs they're wanted by. So there's a mix of teams there. Be interesting to see if he stays or moves on to a different team. Who else is wanted? We've got this guy. Alfredo Garcia is wanted by quite a few players. There's actually had a few recent offers in for him. Pete as well is wanted by Burnley. They've put a bid of 8.5 million in for him. Anyone else wanted? Maximiliano Orlando is wanted by Bayern and Dortmund when they come calling. You can't really say no to that, can you? There's a few unhappy players. Ekstrand is wanted and he's unhappy. Maybe he's not getting much game time at Man United? No, he's not at all. So he wants out, I'm guessing. Oliver Grant is wanted by Barcelona and AC Milan. So he is a good player, but Chelsea just aren't playing him. Look at those technical attributes. They are incredible, some of them. Lots of 20s. So if he is played, then he will be a good player. So he needs to get game time sharp. Ali Abdul is also wanted. He's at Frankfurt, but wanted by 3 pretty big teams there. Taylor Nelson wanted. The Real Betis player wanted by a few teams. So lots going on there. Lots to think about. We're going to have a look at some of the divisions, but as you can see, Mourinho, manager of Man City, so he's managing some of our players, a lot of our players. Perhaps why some of them aren't breaking into the first team, but he's put his trust in some players, hasn't he? Man United have won the league this season. The last couple of seasons it's been Man City and Man United. Are any of our players in the top average ratings? Daniel Turner, 4th on the average rating list, which is great to see. Anyone else? Magnussen, second most man of the matches. La Liga, last couple of years, Real Madrid and Barcelona have been the winners. Not sure any of our players would be on here because I don't think there's many players actually in the Spanish league. After a couple of years where Dortmund won the league, Bayern Munich have now won the league twice. Any of our guys in the list? Don't think I can see anyone. Unfortunately, I don't. How many players are playing in Germany now? I think there's a few. In Italy, Juventus's dominance has ended with Sampdoria winning the league twice. And in France, we've seen Lyon win the league and PSG. In Holland, we've seen PSV and Ajax winning the leagues. And lastly, a quick look at Portugal, where Porto have won it 4 years in a row now. So, World Player of the Year, we've seen Messi, Ronaldo, and then Messi win it twice in a row. None of our players in that top three, unfortunately, at the moment. Maybe they will make it at some point. They're still young. They're only 22 and they're still fighting with the likes of Messi and Ronaldo, despite the fact that both of those players are in their 30s now. And even Suarez is getting in there at the age of 32. Neymar's 27. So let's hope that in the next couple of years we will see some of our players creeping in there. Are any of them in the team of the year? There wasn't anyone in the first 2 seasons. I've already checked. And the last 2 seasons, I don't think there's anyone. Let's have a quick look. No one there. You may spot someone. I may be blinded to the fact that they're there. And this season just gone, don't think there's anyone in there. It's sort of the usual names that you would expect to be in. Aguero's up there. Messi's in central midfield for some reason. That's a bit odd. Now this is weird. Not the fact that Argentina have won a World Cup and Messi's finally won a World Cup, but Tunisia got to the final. We can't see it, unfortunately, but wow. That's crazy. What on earth happened there? For them to actually get to the final of the World Cup. Tunisia of all teams. Amazing. 3-2 defeat in the final. Shame none of our players are from Tunisia. Third place playoff. Italy beat Israel 3-1. None of our players are from any... Oliver Grand's Italian, isn't he? But I don't think we've got any players in the Italian team. Any players making it to the quarter-final stage of the World Cup? USA, I guess. Which we can't see. But USA have Taylor Nelson, who is the top player in America now. Let's have a quick look at him. So 17 goals in 32 games. Exceptional player. Second round, we'll see how far England got. They got to this stage. They lost against Tunisia. Let's look at the top English players. Phil Jones. Paul Wanless is second on the list, so he is going to be a star. He really is. Phenomenal player. Let's look at his achievements. Have we already looked at this? I can't remember. But they've won the Champions League, Man City, recently. Wow, look at that. PSG, Man United twice in a row, and then Man City. So I think we've got a couple of Man United players on the list, and lots of Man City players, of course, getting that. But in the next episode, in episode 5, we'll look at all the players in detail once again. So it'll be a long one, 40 minutes probably, where we look at the biography. So you can see which players have won what over the last, it will be, 4 or 5 seasons, including the 2 we've just seen. I don't want every season to be mega long. We want to do different things in each episode. But please leave a like on this episode if you've enjoyed, and if you want episode 5 to come out quickly, I will probably holiday 3 seasons. There'll be at least 2 seasons anyway, and possibly holiday 3 seasons, so we're 25. But that depends on how quickly I can holiday. It takes forever to holiday this, I tell you, because I've got so many nations loaded. I really should have checked if this worked without every nation loaded, because it took... Usually I can holiday 25 seasons overnight. It took me 7 hours to holiday 2 seasons on this, which is crazy. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Have a nice day. I'll see you soon.